Okay, I want to make a tutorial for the first couple of rooms of 1-3. This level's kind of changed since the Chimkin tutorial. We do swap and warps and stuff now. So I just wanted to kind of make an updated tutorial. First, I'm going to go through this room, or these rooms, and kind of show what it looks like, and then I'll go through what I'm doing. So, doing a swap and warp there. Doing a swap and warp here as well. Then here we're doing table clip. And then we've kind of just got this movement. Then hopefully get a punch boost here. Then we'll have this lag clip up here. So I'm also on 1 heart here. So that's kind of what this looks like. It's important for this first room. What you're going to want to do is during the cutscene, you want to set up your hands. That's what I do. So I'll set up my hands like this. So that way I'll run to the banana and I'll have the camera panned already. You just have plenty of time during the cutscene to do that, so you might as well. So what you're going to do at the start of this room, you're going to want to run next to the box specifically, and then run into this corner with Marion. You run behind the box and then into the corner, and then after doing that, you drop out. You'll see Indy will jump, which is bad because that puts him in frame longer for the camera, which is bad for the swap and warp. So here, we're grabbing the banana, dropping out, swapping, and you specifically want to run into the corner before jumping. If you jump too early, it's just not going to work most of the time. Like, it still can, but it's less consistent. So let's see what that looks like. So here, we run, grab the banana, drop out, swap, run into the corner, then jump. At the peak of your jump, hit drop in twice, and then hit swap. So let's do that again. So drop in, swap. And then you're going to want to run this way and double jump into the transition. So that's pretty simple. Grab the banana, swap, run into the corner, double drop and swap. So for this room, you're also going to want to be panning the camera at some point so you can do the swap and warp. But the most important thing to keep note of for a left side key is that you need to move Indy down here, or else it's just not going to work really. So you need to move Indy down here, and then drop out, swap, jump up here, double drop and hold up and swap. That was a little quick. Let me load this door. So we'll be like this. I like to double jump and then swap just to make sure Indy's down here. Jump up onto the key, and then at this visual cue, like between these 3 planks, I guess, I don't really know. It's kind of muscle memory, like here. Look at my input display, I guess, but just like here-ish. Like it's not in the middle, it's a little later than the middle. And that's when you're gonna double drop it and then swap. And then after you, after you swap, you want to be holding up so you hit the transition right away. So it just works like that. You need to know the swap timing though. And just like look at my input display and copy that. Let me show what happens if you do fail. So say I miss, like I dropped in way too early there or something. Like you can just normally miss rather than forcing it. But in this situation, you want to move P2 like this, and then move Indy back, and then drop out, swap. Obviously, you want to do that so you stay, and then you can reattempt it. You don't want to just keep Indy right there, because that'll kind of break the trick sometimes. So you do want to move him, and then reattempt it. So for this room, let me load from Brickbench here. For this room, you do have the option to punch jump at the start of this room. I don't do it because it's awkward for my 1P2C grip and for my binds, but you can do that, and then you drop out, swap. What I do instead is I just wait for the movement, like I'm holding the buttons. Once I see movement, I drop out, swap. So for this room, you're gonna want to take a good line. Let me take an actual good line. So something like this. Jump over the plants. So you want to get up into this corner. So for this trick, what I know works for me is you kind of want to pick an up leftish angle, tab out, swap slightly to the right, and you'll just clip. So I'm kind of going from barely up left to like kind of upish. It's pretty feel based. in muscle memory. Like if you look at my input display, I'm kind of up left and I swap a little bit, and then I just clip. So for here, you want to very specifically not buffer the jump. If you're buffering the jump, you're just not gonna clip, or you're gonna bonk or something. So you want to be able to read the jump timing. That's kind of the hardest part at first, is knowing the timing. Like if you jump too early, you can bonk. But it's a good rule of thumb is like once you can see, or once you're about to be able to see again, that's when you should jump. So there's two lines you can take. You can take more of an up left line to be safer. You'll hit the collision way sooner. Or you can take more of a, like, I guess faster line, but it's less safe. You can also take this kind of line, and then you start jumping. Before I go over this movement, I would do want to show one of the backups you can do. So one of the backups, if you do get out of bounds, but you don't get the jump, oh no, I'm falling. You want to cut back in, and then start jumping up, and then you can just back it up that way. So like, let me show that one more time. Like, oh, I missed the jump timing. Let me go in. I kind of obviously expected it there, but like, you want to get up high enough to where you can actually make the jump over. And that should be faster than just re-attempting the clip from the start. So now I want to talk about this movement in the hallway. This part is a little bit more up to you, but I like to do the same thing kind of every time. So I like to get up closer to the floor and then run past these guys, jump over these guys in black, and then hopefully get a punch boost from the guys in white. So let's do that again. So the guys in white can give you a punch boost, which is a little bit nice. It saves a little bit. Might as well go for it, I guess, depending on your heart count. So there, I did not jump properly. So these guys will aggro. And then here, you jump over these guys, and then get boosted by these guys. So when I like to pop and bounds is like here-ish. And then jump over them, get the boost. So if you're low on health here, you want to take this line the same way. If you try and change up the line too much, you're more likely to get punched. So how you want to take this stairs line is like, you want to just hug the middle, like the inside, and then be buffering jumps. So for this lag clip, this is probably the most consistent lag clip in the game, but some people struggle with it on their PCs, especially with AMD graphics cards. So if you want to know for sure that this is going to work on your computer, there's an easier way to tell. You just get in this corner, hold left for like a decent amount of time, tab out, switch to up left, tab in, and you should always clip every single time. And if you don't, you're going to need to do some sort of lag fix or something. Ask in the Discord if you need help with that. But this will just always work. So, an important thing to note is there's two setups for this. So there's kind of, I wouldn't call one faster than the other, but one's easier to do fast than the other. There's this setup that I just showed. So you hold left. So like, say we're walking this way, we get in the corner, hold left for a little bit, tab out, switch to up, and then tab in. And then 1, 2, 3, 3 jumps. So it's like, get in this corner, hold left, tab out, hold up, jump, jump, jump. But you want to make sure you don't jump too fast. Like if I'm just mashing jump here, I could pop in on the right, which is bad. Let me get an example of that. Like, that's not what you want. So you want to be sure you're kind of understanding the rhythm of how to space these jumps. And you should be able to just, like, jump straight up to the transition. So, the other setup for this, the one that I do, because it's easier with 1P2C grip for me. So again, run in this corner, but instead you're going to hold left on the stick, tab out, switch to up on the stick, and then you'll clip. And then after you clip, you want to switch to up left on the stick. So it'll look like this. That's it a little faster. Here's it a little slower. And then you just do the same movement. So like, get in the corner, hold left, or maybe a little bit down left even. Tab out, up-ish, and then etc. That's pretty simple. If this doesn't work for you, like I said, it should just always work. So you're gonna need to do something as like a lag fix. That I think a tutorial for that should be linked on the sheet, and there's resources in the Discord as well.